Welcome to Honformation. Today we're zooming out, way out, beyond Earth, beyond the solar system, and even beyond our Milky Way, to explore the biggest galaxies in the known universe. There are more than 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. This is the number we are aware of, and it's called the observable universe. The observable universe refers to the part of the cosmos whose light has reached us since the Big Bang. Beyond this boundary, there could be infinite galaxies, but since their light hasn't reached us yet, we remain unaware of them. Since the Big Bang, which happened 13 billion years ago, these galaxies have been constantly changing, drifting apart, colliding with each other, growing and shrinking. Galaxies are divided into 3 categories: small galaxies, which are called dwarf galaxies, medium-sized galaxies, and very large galaxies, which are usually among the oldest ones. A typical dwarf galaxy stretches about 200 light-years across. In the endless scale of the universe, that's nothing more than a tiny speck. Beyond the tiny dwarf galaxies, we step into the world of medium-sized galaxies. And one of them is our very own, the Milky Way. Compared to a dwarf galaxy, the Milky Way is absolutely massive, home to hundreds of billions of stars, planets, and cosmic mysteries. It spans about 100,000 light-years across and holds nearly 200 billion stars, including ones just like our Sun. Now think about this. A dwarf galaxy is only about 200 light-years wide, but the Milky Way stretches across 100,000 light-years. The difference is mind-blowing. Now, let's explore the giants of the cosmos, the largest galaxies, known as elliptical galaxies. These colossal structures were born in the early days of the universe, not long after the Big Bang. Today, they stand as some of the oldest and most massive galaxies ever discovered. The number of stars inside these giant galaxies can reach trillions. Now, do you know how big a trillion really is? Let me put it this way. If you start counting from 1 to 1 million, it would take you about 10.5 days, non-stop. But if you wanted to count to 1 billion, it would take you more than 31 years. If you wanted to count all the way to 1 trillion, it would take you about 31,688 years. And now imagine galaxies with trillions of stars. The size of these galaxies is beyond what our minds can truly comprehend. It's hard even to imagine. So, which one is the largest galaxy in the universe? The answer is IC 1101. The largest galaxy in the universe is located about 1 billion light-years away from us. Hard to believe, right? This is its real photo, captured by the Hubble telescope. At first glance, you might think it's just a single star, but in reality, there are so many stars packed together that it appears as one bright, glowing dot in the sky. And the size? Its diameter is an astonishing 6 million light-years. Remember, the Milky Way, our home galaxy, is only about 100,000 light-years in diameter. Now compare that to IC 1101, which is about 60 times larger. This giant galaxy is home to over 100 trillion stars. Our Milky Way seems pretty small, doesn't it? Next in line is the Andromeda Galaxy. And after that comes Messier 87, another cosmic giant. And even Messier 87 is still smaller compared to the monstrous size of IC 1101. So you might be wondering, why is this galaxy so insanely huge? Well, there's actually a pretty cool reason. IC 1101 is what you'd call a true cosmic heavyweight. Over its lifetime, it's been swallowing up smaller galaxies one after another and adding them to its own mass. It kept repeating this process until it grew to a mind-blowing 6 million light-years across. These days, though, its growth has slowed down a lot. That's because most of the stars inside this galaxy are old, and the lack of cosmic dust and gas means new stars rarely form there. Or if they do, the numbers are very low. When you look at IC 1101 through a telescope, the colors you see actually tell a story. Most of the light shows yellow and reddish shades, a sign of aging stars, and a galaxy that's long past its star-forming days. Blue galaxies are young and full of life. Well, young by galaxy standards, of course. But when you see a galaxy glowing in yellow or red, you're actually looking at an old galaxy. Now let's zoom in and take a closer look inside. Right at the center of this giant galaxy, there's an equally giant black hole waiting for us. These giant black holes are called supermassive black holes. Scientists believe there's a direct connection between the size of a galaxy and the size of the black hole at its center. And if that theory is correct, then the black hole sitting at the heart of IC 1101 could be the largest black hole in the entire universe. The images captured by Hubble show us this galaxy as it looked a billion years ago. And these images reveal that most of the stars inside the galaxy were already on their way to dying. If no major collisions or explosions happen, IC 1101 will slowly become darker and darker over time, and the supermassive black hole at its center will eventually become the most powerful thing left in the entire galaxy. Our own Milky Way is heading down the same path. For now, though, our Milky Way is still young and at the early stages of its life. Andromeda and the Milky Way are slowly moving toward each other. But cosmic movements happen on a timescale far beyond a human lifetime. It will take about 6 billion years for these two galaxies to fully merge into one. They'll keep growing and moving forward, and over the course of billions of years, they'll become bigger. And in the end, just like IC 1101, they'll get bigger and bigger, but also dimmer and dimmer. And even though the Milky Way looks small from a distance, in reality, it's an absolute monster. Our sun is absolutely nothing in a galaxy like this. It's so small, you wouldn't even be able to see it. Just think about how incredibly tiny we really are.